Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show with naked truths and well-dressed lies. On Lee Mack's team tonight, a TV presenter and host of Crufts. Yes, she's the face of competitive dogging. It's Clare Balding. And an actor who once starred alongside David Hasselhoff. I know what you're thinking. Pamela Anderson's let herself go. From People Just Do Nothing, it's Asim Chaudhry. And on David Mitchell's team tonight, a Radio 1 DJ who used to host the afternoon drive time slot, or as his young listeners would call it, the breakfast show. It's Greg James. And a columnist, presenter and professional poker player who took the biggest gamble of her life when she married David Mitchell. It's Victoria Coren Mitchell. We begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Greg, you're first up tonight.
OK. To help me relax, there's nothing I like more than spending up to 4 hours
Where's this going?
To help me relax, there's nothing I like more than spending up to 4 hours in what I like to call one of my special baths.
Oh, God. I rest my case. Yeah.
Please, team.
OK. What is the special bath?
The special bath is when the lights are down low.
Yeah?
A candle is lit.
Yeah?
There's bubbles or salts, either. I have been known sometimes to watch Will I Lie to You in the bath.
In the
Watch
bath?
us in the bath.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Can you see us in the bath?
No, he
On the
doesn't
iPad.
watch us in the bath.
Yeah.
He watches us
I
in
didn't
the
know.
bath.
I didn't know anyone knew we bathed together.
So, I mean, it's slightly annoying that I'm not watching this one in the bath now, because I'm sort of used to sitting with you all in the tub.
But you might in future watch this in the bath.
At some point.
So at the moment we're being watched by you.
It's like a particularly dull instalment of Back to the Future.
It's funny, you say that, Rob, but for me, this is the most erotic conversation I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, but you are married to David. So the special bath involves candles, low light, iPad, anything else?
I'll just sit there and I sort of sometimes have a glass of wine. You can float it in the water if you have I've perfected that.
Are we still talking about the wine?
Yes. Yes.
How do you float a glass of wine in the bath?
Well, you just balance
What are you
it.
resting it on?
It's simple physics. If you have the right amount of wine in it, it sits upright.
The stem must work as a sort of keel.
It does. It works.
Yeah.
You've done this before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then also sometimes I enjoy having cheese in there with me as well. Cheese.
Cheese? What's that floating on?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked, because sometimes I have been known to fashion what I call a foil barge. Where the cheese sort of floats around, or sort of orbits me as I'm sat there with some crackers, maybe on the soap stand.
You're a very tall man.
Yes.
So do you have a very, very long bath?
No, I just sort of sit.
Yeah, 4 hours.
What are you thinking?
4 hours is extreme, but I've been known to spend 2 hours.
I don't know.
I think 4 hours is too long.
Yeah, I think, yeah,
Too
4
long.
hours too long. I'd say lie.
It's a lie.
So it's a lie. OK, so Greg, truth or lie?
That is a true.
Asim, you're up next.
Okay. To make sure I went down as an all-time school legend, I deliberately scored a spectacular own goal in our end of term cup final.
David's team.
OK.
You just wanted to make a name for yourself.
Yeah, I wanted to, you know, be memorable, you know?
OK.
No one really remembers the kind of average guy, but they remember that kind of You know, the wacky guy scored an own goal.
The idiot.
And yeah, the idiot. Yes.
So what was the reaction to you? What was that? What was
Well, first, it's like, you know, my team were like, what are you doing? Like, this is ridiculous. But, you know, afterwards, they were like, that was legendary, mate, you know?
How long after? Sort of like 5 years after?
Around 5, 10 years later. But the thing is, though, the reason why it was so spectacular is it wasn't just a normal own goal. I didn't just, you know, it was a kind of a scissor kick. Yeah. Now, you're looking at me and going, this isn't the physique of a football player.
That's absolutely right.
If you see me on, like, Soccer AM or some other shows, you'll see that I've got techers, mate. You know what they say? You know, you either, was it die a hero or live long enough to become a villain? So I was like...
Who says that?
Is that... I think I got the quote wrong. Is that the quote?
Not quite.
You know what I mean.
Let me ask you a question. What were you known for at school before that incident?
I was...
Misquoting people.
I was complete, like, school clown. I actually got an award for bunking in school. I was never there. They gave me the early bird award. I used to turn up in the morning, sign in, and then go out. I did stuff like that. I was
The
zany.
teachers gave you a prize?
Yeah, at the end of, like, year 11.
Had they fully understood their role?
Looking back, I don't think they did, because I was really proud of that award.
So, well, it's, in a sense, the school is at fault if this is true, because they've established an educational environment where doing what is ostensibly the opposite of the aim of any exercise is to be rewarded.
Yeah.
So you said, no, I'm not going to do the obvious thing and score in the opponent's goal. And how many serial killers went to your school?
I quite enjoyed the vision there of Parents' Night. First Parents' Night for you two, I think that school is going to be trembling.
Yeah.
Well, you say that. If you look at that line-up there, doesn't it look as if they're just dropping their Greg off at university? Victoria. He's not your biological son. You are David's far more beautiful, younger second wife. And you don't get on with Greg, that's coming across. So what are you going to say?
Oh, Greg, you must know more about football than we do.
I think it's true. I think he's a big enough clown to have done that.
What do you think?
I think if Greg thinks it's true, let's say true.
I think it's true.
Okay.
She's trying to bond with her stepson.
Asim, was it true or were you telling a lie?
It was... a lie.
Claire, you're next.
I have a possession.
All right, now then, let's please bring on the possession.
Oh, yes.
This is Dexter, and when I judged a Dogs Who Look Like Celebrities competition, he was the winner. Hey, Dexter.
OK.
OK.
It's so very nice to see you. Again. Yes.
Go on, what's the celebrity?
Dennis Healy. So you need to have a proper look at Dexter's face, and specifically his eyebrows. There we go, Dexter.
Can I
have a
come
little
and
look.
see?
Yeah, come and see Dexter.
Someone might have to tell Greg who Dennis Healy is.
That was my next question.
Dennis Healy was the Chancellor of the Exchequer under a Labour government in the 1970s.
And he was known for big eyebrows.
He had huge eyebrows, that's the big
I think
thing.
you ought to get...
I've
And he used to walk round on all
never
fours.
seen a dog that looked more like Dennis Healy, I'm sorry.
Let's have a look.
Uncanny.
Hey, Dexter? Oh, yes. What a silly Billy.
Name quickly, three other breeds of dog and the celebrities they resembled.
You will do it in your own time, thank you very much.
A blonde Afghan hound that looked like Tess Daly. There was a Staffordshire Bull Terrier that looked like Vladimir Putin. A Portuguese water dog that looked like Cher. And obviously Dexter.
So were you the sole judge?
I was. This is a big dog event that I go to called Dog Fest.
What is the event?
Dog Fest. Have you
Dog
not been?
Fest.
Yeah, and people bring their dogs, and there are lots of activities. They've even got a diving pool for dogs. And my job is to judge the dog who looks like a celebrity competition.
Is Dennis a good swimmer?
Dexter.
Yeah, but, you know, Dennis.
It may be that Dexter is unaware that he's impersonating Dennis Healy. He may not have immersed himself in the role to the extent that he's been going, Dennis is swimming now. He's worried about interest rates. So the dog looks uncannily like Dennis Healy.
The dog is astonishingly like Dennis Healy.
When you're told that dog looks like Dennis Healy, I agree, looks like Dennis Healy. Would you have walked down the street and said to David, did you see that dog? Oh, he was a spit of Dennis Healy.
Or even, I think that was Dennis Healy.
This is where I'm up to. That dog, one, is definitely called Dexter. Two, definitely looks more like Dennis Healy than the waxwork that wouldn't be in Madame Tussauds because who'd go to see it? The question is whether Claire knows him.
Yeah. Well, strictly speaking, this is supposed to be a possession.
Yes.
But I assume the round discipline's gone because I don't think Claire is even asserting that she owns Dexter.
So in a way, it's not her possession, is it?
No, exactly. So for me, the programme's rather spoiled. What do you think?
Well, I do trust Claire Balding. I think it's actually true.
Well, I don't trust Claire Balding. I'm going to stick my neck out. I think, well done, whoever found that Healy-like dog.
Well, remember, Healy was, if it's not true, Healy was of Claire's invention just now after just looking at the dog. There's no Dennis Healy mentioned on the card, is there?
Was Healy on the card?
You're good at this.
No.
It must be true. It must be true.
So you think true?
Oh, I'm really confused
And
now.
do you both think true?
We do, but I think we're
True.
confused.
True.
And I feel like we're angering you, so...
No.
I've upset Dad again!
I've been very, very angry for very many years.
Don't look at your wife when you say that, David.
Let's say true.
You think true?
True.
True?
True?
We're going to say true.
All right, they're saying true. Claire, was it... Don't scratch, Dexter. Was it true?
No, he's going to have a lick now. He's been watching Lee.
Right, Claire, were you telling the truth or was it a lie?
It was true.
It's true. Claire did award Dexter first prize in a celebrity look-alike contest, and we have a picture. Look at this. Dennis is on the left. Thank you very much, Dexter.
Well done. Thank you so much. Well done, lovely to see you.
Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. And it's up to Lee's team to spot who is telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Stuart. So, Victoria, what is Stuart to you?
This is Stuart. He once laughed so much at something I said on Only Connect, he passed out.
Right, so Victoria's fainting fan. Greg, how do you know Stuart?
This is Stuart, and when I opened his butcher shop, he paid me in sausages.
Greg's butcher buddy. And finally, David, what is your relationship with Stuart?
This is Stuart. He's the lollipop man. He's the lollipop man whose lollipop I held when he was suddenly called away on non-lollipop-related business.
So, there we have it. Lee's team, where do you want to begin?
Right. I've seen Only Connect. First question, what was the team called?
Oh, no, he wasn't on the show.
Oh, he's in the audience.
A viewer at home.
Oh, he's a viewer at home.
Well, you'll know, Lee, because you've seen the show, one of my hilarious jokes. He actually passed out at home from laughing.
Right. Do you want to have a little bit of time, or do you want to tell us that hilarious joke? But before you do, I must warn you, watching at home, you might want to turn the volume down. What Victoria is about to say could kill you.
It wasn't really a joke, it was a story. So one of the clues was a picture clue, and it was Schnorbits.
Bernie Winter's dog.
Yeah, the dog, exactly.
Very well done. Obviously, you'd have to identify all four to get the points, but... And I told a story as background to the question about the time that Schnorbits fell into Terry Scott's swimming pool and had to be rescued by Barbara Windsor. Control yourself, Stuart.
That story resulted in somebody laughing so much, well, my God, it's the way you tell them.
I think what really got Stuart might have been my subsequent quip. That's a party I'd like to have been at.
No, even with that, I'm...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a nice, witty comment. I could crack a smile at home. I might even, if I was watching that, I'd go...
It's not necessarily a joke. I think it was just... It's a funny story.
Is it not true that the average Only Connect audience member may be, you know, a little bit elderly and people are just regularly passing out anyway?
It's a practical question. If this happened in his house, how do you know about it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
His family wrote to me and said that he was hospitalised laughing at something I'd
They
said.
weren't after money, were they?
No, they said, you know, they thought I'd like to know about it because maybe I would send him a get well soon card, which I did.
All right. Who would you like to quiz next?
OK, so, Greg, what's the name of the butchers?
Sampson's.
Samson's?
Sampson's...
Yeah. He's risking it a bit, having his hair cut like that, isn't he?
It's Stuart Sampson, so it's his butchers.
Samson's Butchers.
Because I grew up in Bromley. It was our local family butcher. And then...
He used to butcher families. But only if they live locally.
Yeah.
I'm the local family butcher. Do you live local and have you got a family?
Yeah, he's the family butcher, and then when I left and then I got onto Radio 1, Mum and Dad still know Stuart, so he said, would Greg want to come down, maybe bring Radio 1 down, bit of press coverage.
OK.
So...
Do you like sausages?
Love sausages.
Oh, great.
Who
So
doesn't
this
love
is like the
sausages?
perfect way of paying you, because you don't have to pay tax on it, you don't have to declare it. Did you declare
Don't need to get
it?
into that. Why are you...
But this is
We're all getting paid in sausages, so... It's a new thing.
How far ahead of this gig did you know that was... Presumably, you were just doing it as a favour to an old family friend.
Well, we did it as a wacky bit on the radio.
Oh, it was included on the radio show?
So we went to his shop and we were broadcasting live from the butcher's.
OK.
And so we sort of cut the ribbon, but it was a string of sausages.
Right.
So that was the...
And what, did you do a speech?
Well, I said, here we go, welcome to... Welcome...
Did you write that yourself?
Yeah. It got better.
Oh, right. There's only one way to go, though, to be fair.
Now, what about David?
David.
Lollipop man,
So
standing.
you held his lollipop stick so he could go and do non-lollipop duties.
Yes.
So, first of all, what were the non-lollipop duties?
He had to hurry home because a sofa was being delivered.
Presumably, then, he didn't actually return, so it wasn't a...
He didn't return.
So it wasn't a short standing, you were
You were the lollipop man.
I was for I mean, I would say between 9 and 11 minutes.
Wow. Let's just say, like normal people, for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Did he give you the uniform?
He gave me his hat and this sort of flory jacket thing.
Tabard thing.
Yeah, and the all-important rod of power.
How many children do you think you helped cross the road?
Say maybe 30.
OK, so between 29 and 31. And did you... Did you have any banter with the kids?
No.
Did you just do your usual of, hurry up?
No, I think I probably, you know, I went, oh, right, yes, this way.
This way?
This way.
I think they
goes away.
Can I ask a question about emotion?
He won't know the answer.
How did you feel when you were the lollipop man?
Holding the rod of power.
I felt a bit stressed, but it went fine. Only a couple of minor injuries.
Tell us about how it began. Were you there dropping off your own child at school, or did you just happen to be on one of your long runs in the morning? I mean, what were you doing?
I was dropping off...
I think what Rob's asking is, what were you doing within 200 yards of a playground? Given the, you know... given
Lee,
the court
most
order.
people are allowed.
Right.
Wait, hold on a minute. Did David tell you about this story about the lollipop guy?
OK, well, first of all, this isn't true, because Stuart is a person that laughed at one of my jokes.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm completely... Yeah, come on.
This is new territory on the show now.
Yes, I'm in a slightly odd place philosophically. Let me say, I'll use the conditional tense. Were this to be true, which it isn't, David certainly would have come home a bit flustered and told me what occurred.
David, you've obviously heard Victoria telling you about Stuart fainting. You've heard about that? And you...
Well, no, because it's not true.
All right, we need an answer. So, Lee's team. Is Stuart Victoria's fainting fan, Greg's butcher buddy, or David's lollipop lender?
I think it's Victoria.
Why?
I just know, I just had an... Because first I thought,
Yeah, but
OK,
she told us the joke.
No, I know, but...
I'd like to say, all right, it was quite amusing, but it wasn't even that.
But the punchline was, oh, I would have loved to have been at that party. That was the punchline. Was that the punchline, or...?
You haven't seen my show, have you?
No.
I don't watch it, it's too risky.
Yeah.
Victoria, how did you feel when you heard the news?
About the injury?
No, about your husband being a lollipop man.
I would say it was a mixture of concerned and delighted.
Right.
To have told a story that was so funny someone was hospitalised... Maybe you'll find out one day.
All right, who is telling the truth?
I think it's Victoria, personally.
I'm just going to put it out there. It's Greg, and I know you two don't agree with me.
You think Victoria, you think Greg?
Go on, Captain, you decide.
Yeah, you go.
It's me or him. You decide.
It is literally 50-50.
Can I just say it might be me as well?
We are going to go with Victoria.
Stuart, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Stuart, and I laughed that hard at Victoria's very funny story.
Yes, Stuart is Victoria's fainting fan. Thank you very much, Stuart. Which brings us to our final round, quickfire lies, and we start with... It's David.
Victoria doesn't know this. But on those very rare occasions that she does something I find irritating, I get my own back by sneaking upstairs and moving her bookmarks.
Team.
When you say Victoria doesn't know this, surely when she goes to the book to read the book and she goes where the bookmark is, there must be lots of instances where she's thinking, am I losing my mind? I'm not following this book, or...
Yes, that's exactly what she thinks.
That's the plan!
Yeah.
Victoria, when you're reading a book, do you ever sometimes have that feeling of being lost? Do you ever have
I
a
have
feeling...
sometimes opened a book and thought I didn't think that's where I was.
How many books are you reading at the same time?
I mean, 7 or 8.
David, how many books does Victoria read at the same time?
Oh, I'd put it between 6 and 9.
I'm do they tend to be fiction, non-fiction?
Yes, those are the main two.
And what are the things you said, sometimes rare occasions, Victoria does something
I
that...
don't want to go into that.
No, I mean, far away.
No, I don't want to go into
What
that.
sort of things are we talking about?
No, just behavioural things. just the simplest things to do with things she said or done. That's all it
Maybe
is.
when I ask you what the weather's going to be like, and I go, what do you think it's going to be? And you go, I don't think anything. I've looked at the weather forecast, and what it says is this.
Little things like, yes. Essentially, she holds me responsible for the weather forecast, as if I've made it.
No, she
But I've
doesn't.
just
She
read
says,
it out.
what do you think the weather's going to do? Perfectly reasonable.
It's not perfectly reasonable.
What?
She's got access to the weather forecast on her own phone. It's just, these are meteorologists. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. I'm just reading it out.
They are physically sitting further apart, have you noticed?
Is there anything, Victoria, that you might do to David if he'd annoyed you? What would your retaliation be if, indeed, he is moving?
Well, he might find out.
Incidentally, I've been feeling weaker and weaker over the...
OK, what are you going to say?
I believe in their relationship. I must be just the most naive person here because I want
invested
to...
in it.
I am. I'm emotionally invested in their relationship, and I do think David's a nice guy, and I don't think he would do that because that really would upset him.
So what we're saying is, if it's true, it's a really unpleasant thing and a really bad indictment on their marriage.
Yes.
Well, this has taken a nasty turn, hasn't it?
What's it going to be?
I don't want it to be true, but...
Oh, I do.
You think it's...
I want his life to fall apart. This would be such fun.
I think it's true. I don't want it to be true. I'm trying to, see the real person. I think he's a nice guy.
No, the David I know, I don't think this is unpleasant enough.
Well, you know him way more
Yeah, but
than
also,
we know.
David doesn't like you. He loves. So it's a different relationship.
That's true, yes. But he doesn't hate me, right?
No! Even though, Lee, you on television have said you want my marriage to fall apart, I still find you an adequate colleague.
Can I ask you a question, David?
Yeah.
Are you still writing for Clinton cards?
It's time to decide. What are you going to say?
I'm going to say true, but I don't want it to be true.
It can't.
Yeah, sorry.
No. It's a lie.
It's got to be a lie, because it's an awful, awful thing to do.
It is.
You're saying it's a lie.
I really
Because
hope it's a
nobody
lie.
would do that.
If this isn't true, it's awful.
It really is. They're saying it's a lie. David, is it true or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
That noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that Lee's team have won by 3 points to 2. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night. Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show with tall tales and tantalising truths on David Mitchell's team tonight. A comedian who used to sell furniture, a shabby dresser, a knackered tall boy, a leathery old poof. It didn't matter what people shouted at him, he carried on selling that furniture. It's Micky Flanagan. And a TV star who's most famous for presenting the BBC News. Reading autocue can be tricky. You've got to make sure you don't accidentally wrong the word say. It's Fiona Bruce. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, a presenter who last year came top of a poll for TV's most irritating haircut. A decision still being contested by Micky Flanagan's lawyers. It's Claudia Winkleman. Lock up your daughters, sisters, mothers, aunts and grannies. It's Steve Jones. So we begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've no idea what they'll be faced with, and it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Tonight we start with Micky.
I once livened up a lacklustre hen do by taking my clothes off for the ladies.
I don't know much about religious cultures. What is a lacklustre Hindu?
Hen do.
Oh, there was a misunderstanding.
Where were you?
Yeah, I was in Menorca. There was a group of girls sort of wandering around a little bit forlorn, like, you know.
Was it a restaurant, Mickey? A town square, a restaurant? What was it?
It was in a sort of restaurant bar type thing.
I know what you mean,
You know,
yeah.
with an outside area.
Who were you with?
I was with my now wife and someone else's wife and, you know... I just went around asking various wives if they fancied to spend time in Spain with me.
So what did you do again?
I could see the girl sort of walking around tables talking to men. And then suddenly she came up to me and said, oh, would you do a strip for us?
And your now wife and your then wife were like, go ahead.
My wife's a very open-minded person.
Hey,
and,
you don't have to tell me about it. So she said, will you do a strip?
To be honest with you, I initially said no. And it was my wife who went, you should do it.
Why?
Because I'm a great dancer.
Mickey, is there any chance you could give us some visual proof? Because you just said you're a great dancer. If I could see a bit, then I may believe the story a bit more.
No, to be honest, I can't remember what I did.
Oh! See you, Asim.
Dear group pressure.
It's not a group, really. It's just one person who's shouting, come on, with a TV
It
recording.
can spread, though, Dave.
Yeah.
I've seen it spread.
So go on, Mickey. So there you were in the restaurant. Your wife said, go on, Mickey, have a strip. What happened next?
I sort of then had to set the scene.
Set the scene.
Did you have props?
Not props, but I know I need a stage and a pole.
I don't think male strippers have poles, do they?
Why not? A man can swing round a pole, can't he?
I think you're thinking of Morris dances.
I told him to play Keep Your Hat On, classic. And I sort of just improvised from
So
there,
just
really.
by complete coincidence, they had the song you asked for?
Yeah, well, I went and checked with the DJ.
What kind of restaurant was it?
I would say dubious. I think the sort of restaurant where there's a DJ and a pole, you start to doubt the quality of the paella.
And how much did you take off?
I sort of got to my pants, and then I could see across the restaurant, bar, diner, alfresco area. My wife went to meet...
Even though 10 minutes earlier she said, you should strip for them, they're sad, they're having a rubbish time.
I said she was open-minded. She's got standards.
No, she hasn't.
OK, I want to try and set this scene. You're there, the hen is there, your two wives are there. We're wondering, is he going to do it, is he going to do it? You scamper up to the DJ, you have a word, and you say, hit it. Fiona, on behalf of the BBC, I offer a full and profound apology. Please don't press charges. OK, what are you thinking, Lee?
Here's my problem, is I think that a gang of girls who are on a hen aren't lacklustre. If you've already got on a plane, you've committed. You're in. You're on board.
But, Claudia, I would say that once I'd got over the slight kind of, oh, my God, what's going on thing, there was a moment where Micky put his knee on my shoulder. And I thought, this has gone from lacklustre to stellar. Yeah.
Yeah, I fancy a part of Stella after that.
So, what are you thinking?
I don't know. This is a tough one because there's something about Mickey that says he would do it.
Of course he would.
This is not real. It's horribly vague. It's all over the shop.
So you think it's a lie? You think it's...
I think it's totally true.
We'll go with true.
OK, Mickey, truth or lie?
It is true.
Yes, Micky did liven up a hen do by taking his clothes off. Steve, you're next.
I once saved P. Diddy's life.
David. Well, hang on, before we get there, David. P. Diddy. Where does one begin? A rapper, a singer, very popular, sells a lot of records.
Right.
We can have a look at a photo. Here he is. Take a look. For viewers at home, perhaps.
That's the man whose life I saved.
Right.
So how did you do it?
He was drowning, and I saved him. I jumped in and I saved him.
You were lucky he was drowning, because you couldn't have saved him from drowning if he'd been choking.
What was he drowning in?
Water?
OK, where was this? Where was this?
Saint-Tropez.
Get you? You and P. Diddy in the sea in Saint-Tropez.
Yes, indeed.
So were you were socialising with P. Diddy beforehand? You didn't just happen to come across him?
Yeah, we were socialising. We were on the same boat together.
Hang on a minute. Are you Welsh?
Yes, I'm a Welsh person.
Then I find this very hard to believe.
So why were you on this boat?
We have a mutual friend who owns a boat.
What, you and P. Diddy?
Yes.
Derek Evans from Pontypridd. Derek has been very close to Diddy for some years now. When was this?
5 years ago? 4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago, all right.
Why were you both in Saint-Tropez at the same time?
It was Cannes at the time, and we just went there to party. And she said one day, oh, P. Diddy's joining us tomorrow. And I was like, oh, cool.
And why did you get invited?
I'm friends with the lady who owns the boat. I'm not friends with P. Diddy, so...
Did he come on his own, or did he have some of his entourage with him?
He came with one giant bodyguard.
And so they get on the boat, him and the bodyguard.
Yeah.
And then he goes for a swim, or does he fall off?
Or was he pushed?
We got pretty steaming that night when he got on the boat. It was a bit of a raucous party. The next morning, he was a bit hungover. I remember him saying, yo, I'm hungover. And I was like, yeah. We all
Did
are.
he think
Get a
your
grip.
name was Yo?
Possibly. He was hungry, and I remember him eating a big bowl of pasta for lunch. Then he was like, I'm going to go for a dip. And he jumped into the ocean off the boat.
Said he couldn't swim.
Well, this is... Okay, let me finish.
Well, sorry. As he dived, he went, oh, I can't!
No. He dived into the ocean.
Oh, God, I forgot! I've done that. Haven't you done that? Do you know what I mean? We've all done it.
Whose team are you on?
So this wasn't a very high boat, then?
No, it was like a speedboat that was part of the bigger boat. We took the smaller boat to go out into the open ocean to swim.
So you took him further from somewhere where he might be safe?
I'm not his father. I'm not like P. Diddy. Can you swim? He just jumped in.
I think if I was socialising with a rap star, I might not ask them whether or not they can swim before they go swimming. I think
I
that's
would.
You would?
Yeah, because if they jump in and suddenly they're drowning, they'll start... start shooting it up, you know.
So you've got into a smaller boat.
He jumps off the smaller boat. I didn't think much of it. I turn around to look how he's doing. I just glance, is P. Diddy, you're going to look? And he's got his hands balled into fists, and he's kind of doing this.
That is just a fatal error.
Just hitting the water with clenched fists. And I thought he was
like he's trying to destroy the sea.
I couldn't work it out. I was like,
My nemesis.
So I jumped in, I swam across to him, and I'm like, yeah, OK, calm down. He's like, help, help. And I grabbed him around his chest like this and kind of swam back to the boat and, you know, got him on the ladder, and he said, thanks. And I was like, you're welcome, P. Diddy.
That's all right. So what are you thinking, David?
This is the most ridiculous story I've ever heard.
Well, I think that if P. Diddy did have done anything that stupid and you would have saved him, he'd have said to you, nobody ever hears about this, do you understand?
The various rap stars whose lives I've saved, they've all sworn me to secrecy.
So, David, truth or lie?
Well, I think we think it's a lie.
You're saying a lie. Steve Jones, P. Diddy, truth or lie?
It is true.
No!
Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Laura. So, Fiona, what is Laura to you?
This is Laura. She fell asleep when she came on the Antiques Roadshow while an expert was valuing her egg cups.
Micky, how do you know Laura?
This is Laura. She owns my local chippy. And she said if I got her close to Steve, she would give me free chips for the rest of the year.
Finally, David, what's your relationship with Laura?
This is Laura. She's the first woman I ever bought flowers for. I gave them to her to say sorry for being sick on her floor.
So there we are. Fiona's conked-out collector, Micky's chip shop chum, or David's bouquet buddy. Lee's team.
OK, so, Micky, when was this incident?
It's not an incident. It's built up over time, because I've been going in there and Laura says to me, oh, I've seen you on the TV, and we got chatting, and she's always going on about Steve. Oh, you ever work with Steve? And I was like,
and
yeah,
this is just coincidence.
He's young and good-looking. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
What's the name of the chip shop, Micky?
The Zappian.
The what?
The Zappian.
What does that mean?
Zappian.
I don't know. Not everything makes sense in the world.
All I know is that I used to live very near you, as you know, and I don't remember...
Hence the court case.
Yeah. I don't remember the Zappian chip shop.
I sort of stumbled on it, if anything. It was sort of en route, because I would normally go to the Codfather, as you know, in East Dulwich.
I prefer the new one, the Codfather 2. Set the scene and talk us through the moment when you knew you were going to be on with Steve and you had this thing to tell. How did it go?
I come in with my little boy, Friday night tradition, we go and get fish and chips, right? Okay.
I know you see your boy on a Friday night.
Yeah, but he finishes band. He finishes band. I get the tag removed for the evening, and we go and pick you up. I walk in and I say to her, I'm only on with that Steve Jones who you always go on about, like, you know, roughly that. We have a chat. This is what.
And she says.
And she said, could you get me on the show? I'd love to meet him. Could you? And I said, yeah, I think I can.
Yeah.
I didn't run round there and knock her up in the morning.
Well, Micky, no one doubts what you'll do for a free bag of chips.
Laura, can you look at me, Laura?
Laura's not allowed to speak, Steve.
No, she's not speaking. She's just looking at me.
She's not allowed.
I don't want her to speak. I just want her to
drowning, Steve.
No. She's not allowed to look at me.
No.
She can look at you.
Oh, that's all I want. I'm not going to speak to her.
That's how it always starts, isn't it? Oh. Now, is this close enough,
He wants
do
to
you
see
think?
if she looks adoringly, doesn't he? That's the thing.
She couldn't look any less interested.
This lady does not care for me. Not at all. Not in the slightest. Nothing.
And yet, you watch what happens now. OK. Fiona, were you the person interviewing her when she fell asleep?
No. It was one of our experts, Will Farmer, who's a ceramic specialist, and so he was the one who was talking to her.
So you didn't witness this event? This is something you found out later?
No, I did witness it because I saw it on the monitor. I waited to see what would happen because I thought it was pretty funny.
Thought it was funny. I think this woman just died. She's going to be an antique soon.
You'd be surprised how often people do fall asleep on the roadshow because it's a very long day.
I wouldn't.
Oh. Yeah.
How many egg cups was it?
Well, I don't know how many were in the entire collection, but on the table were about a dozen.
Sorry.
Are you sure?
Sorry.
You ask.
No, please.
Did you...
I promise you, right, I won't do it again. Claudia, have you got a question?
Yeah, I do. Did Laura immediately say, yes, I've fallen asleep? Like, was she open about falling asleep, or did she wake up and do that thing where I think I've got away with this?
She kind of went like that.
How much?
Tell me the period of time from when you noticed her falling asleep to when she woke up.
It was only about 30 seconds, probably. It's not,
30
not
That's a long time on television to have someone falling asleep.
Yeah,
This didn't end up in the finished show,
It didn't.
No. And Laura
I'm
was
sorry,
embarrassed.
because the egg cups weren't quite interesting enough.
Oh, dear. OK, David, tell us your fact again, if you can remember it.
Well, she's the first woman I ever bought flowers for, and it was to say sorry for being sick on her floor.
Right.
When was this?
I was a student, so it would have been in the mid-90s.
Was it a party?
It was sort of... there were a group of people had gone back to her room after being in a
David,
bar.
just so you know, that's called a party.
Well, no, well... what I'm saying is invitations hadn't been issued.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to...
There's a gang of you, you've gone back,
Yeah.
you're drunk. At what point do you throw up? You're not awful.
Claudia, wait a minute. We don't know if he was drunk or not. He may have just...
Were you drunk?
I was drunk.
OK. He's drunk.
So you get back to the room, you put on some music. What do you do?
Well, there was definitely drinking.
Yes.
I think there might have been crisps.
Right.
I'll tell you what, all the clues are saying party.
Yeah.
It is looking that way, isn't it?
There was a brief round of musical statues, but it didn't really... No, I remember sitting on a sofa and drinking, and
Right.
then it goes a bit... my memory fades slightly.
Oh.
So I think I might have fallen asleep,
Before that.
dozed off, passed out.
And then you wake up and you think, I'm not going to make it. Do you ask for a bucket?
No, I didn't think I was going to die. I don't remember much. I remember I wake up, I'm definitely going to be sick in a minute, and I essentially have enough time to lean forward.
Oh.
And then someone produces a bin. Sort
Yes.
of, I would say, 60% of the way through the process.
And what about the flowers? When did they come into it?
The next day. I woke up the next day and felt very hungover and quite guilty.
Did she clean it up? Did she say...
I think
Didn't
she
ask?
cleaned it up, but
OK.
I certainly... what I didn't say is, here's some flowers, and if it's still festering there, I'll go and clean it up now.
All right, we need an answer. So, Lee's team. Is Laura Fiona's conked-out collector, Micky's chip shop chum, or David's bouquet buddy?
Who do you want to rule out?
Micky.
You want to rule Micky out?
The Zappian? What? Who? What?
So you want to rule out Micky for no other reason than the name of the chip shop?
The other thing is, I don't want to get pernickety, but unless Micky has some magical line to the producer who goes, who's on 3 weeks in advance, I found out who I was with, I think, today. Like, I don't think you know that far.
To be honest with you, Claudia, some people get booked well in advance.
Was it just me? I think she went to university with David and he threw up on her carpet.
Mitchell's not vomiting on people's carpets. He's a class act.
The one thing you can say about vomit is that everyone's done it, including the Queen.
That is treason! You conjuring up the image in people's minds of Her Majesty hunched over the toilet bowl, heaving and heaving and heaving. You disgust me. Her crown falling in, taking it out, giving it a rinse.
Right, so Claudia, you're saying David. You're saying...
Micky.
We'll go with Micky.
OK, you're saying
Go
it's
with
Micky.
Right, Micky.
OK,
yeah.
right. Laura, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Laura, and David gave me flowers after he was sick on his car.
Yes, Laura is David's bouquet buddy. Thank you, Laura. Thank you very much. Which brings us to our quickfire round, Quickfire Lies, and we start with... It's Fiona.
I have a recurring dream in which a monkey in silver hot pants feeds me soup from a bowler hat.
Please, team.
Do you find primates attractive?
It's that primates find me attractive.
Well, we've seen that with Micky earlier.
When was the first time you had this dream?
I've been having this dream since adolescence.
OK, what kind of monkey is it?
I don't know exactly what type. It's a bit like a capuchin monkey. It's quite small.
Are they the ones with the frothy bit and the chocolate on there?
How does the dream affect you when you wake from a night having had this dream? Do you awake fulfilled? Are you a better... That's not what I meant, and you know that. Do you wake in a good frame of mind, or are you troubled?
I am satisfied. I am sated. I am replete.
Where are you in the dream when the monkey's feeding? Is he feeding you, you say?
What are you wearing?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, what are you wearing?
I know. I never noticed that. It doesn't form part of the dream.
Do you think there's any amorous connotations to this dream? You know, you got the little Kylie Minogue hot pants on. Probably why you can't get it out of your head. And you've got...
So what do you think? Could this be true?
I think it's so brilliant. But I think Fiona might just be a fantastic liar.
She was very quick on her answers. I think it was...
True.
I think it's true.
Let's go true.
We'll go with true.
OK. Fiona Bruce, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Oh! You did it
Yes, a lie. Fiona doesn't have a recurring dream where a monkey in silver hot pants feeds her soup from a bowler hat. Next. It's Lee.
Oh, possession.
Right. There should be a box under your desk. Would you first of all read the card out and then take the possession out and pop it on the desk?
This is the set of keys I carry around with me every day. I know what every single one is for. Apart from one.
OK. Box back on the floor. Just take us through the set of keys, Lee, in your own time.
OK.
Please don't feel you have to rush.
It's not say in his own time. It's all of our time, really,
Yes.
isn't it? But, OK, carry on.
So, now, I've got 3 keys that look very similar, so I have to put those little things on to give you the different colours. And these colours help me a lot, because that's for the blue door, that's for the green door, and that's for the yellow door. Yes. Now, I'll never forget, because the blue door is blue, the yellow door is yellow, and the green one is my next-door neighbour, Shakin' Stevens.
Yeah. And, what lies behind those doors?
So that's my front door key.
Yeah.
And that's
Which genuinely
blue.
is a blue door, my front door. OK? The green one genuinely is my next-door neighbour's key, but it isn't Shakin' Stevens.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot. It's Howard Jones. And the yellow one is the key for the door at the back of the house. Now, this one, that's the key for the front door, the bottom lock. What do you call that?
Bolt. Bolt.
Yes, I wish I could. This unusual-looking key, that's for the money chest. Money chest. That's for a small tin that we keep some money in.
Right.
And some things that we don't want the kids to see.
Why don't you want the kids to see money? And what else don't you want the kids to see?
I don't mind them seeing the money. It's the other things I don't want them to see.
Like what?
The remains.
So, OK, that's where you keep your money and the remains of those who you've killed.
Yes. Then you've got PBU. That's that one there.
What does PBU stand for?
PBU on the keyring?
Yes.
It's the place for bins, you. It's a little,
Just like that!
Yeah.
He couldn't have made that up. It's true.
We've got one of those outside little shed things you're supposed to put the bins in to make it look tidy. And my wife constantly comes out and says, "There's a place for the bins, you!" And to help me remember, that's the key, I put PBU on the thing.
So you give yourself the job of remembering the night before the bin men are coming to go out, unlock these bins. Every time you go to put some rubbish away, you unlock the bin.
No.
This is none of this.
Because the shed that the bins are kept in doesn't have the lock. The gate leading to the shed that the bins are
What's going in these bins?
My wife making things more of the bins than me. Then we've got this little baby here. Oh, this tells a story. This one is for the safe.
Oh.
But the safe, bizarrely, it was already in the house and it's behind a picture. How exciting. The key has never fitted. We never know what's in the safe.
Now, what is the picture in front of the safe?
The picture in front of the safe?
Yeah.
Oh, that picture.
You know the safe that doesn't exist?
Well,
There's a picture that doesn't exist in front of it.
This is
What's
the bit.
it of?
It's obviously a painting of your bins.
This is the bit. This is the bit you're going to find.
That must never be taken
This is
from
the
house.
bit you're going to find crazy. It's a picture of the safe. No, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And this, David, is the key to your heart. It's not. That is to the side passage. And it's quite annoying. It's quite annoying to get through the side passage because I have to open the gated community to the bins, and that takes me through to the side passage, which I open, and that's all the keys apart from this one. Do you know what that one's for, Fiona? Nobody knows.
And how did you get that key?
That key was given to... And this is the bit that's not funny, and I don't want any jokes. My great-grandfather fought in the First World War, and he had a key round his neck, and we don't know what the key was for, but it was passed on. He gave it to his father. His father gave it to his father.
He gave it to his father, so he passed it on backwards in time.
All I will say is, just in summary, I'm not pitching it to you because it is true, but if you don't believe it, quite simply, the story is simple. What is there not to believe? I come home, I make sure the side-gated community to the bins are unlocked so I can get the bins out, leave them on a Tuesday, I let me open the side passage, get in, lock the side passage, come through to the house, open the safe by moving the pitch, but I can't open the safe, I always forget, I close the safe, I get the tin, open it up, move the eyeballs, get the money out, close the tin, open the thing, back inside, straight to the front door, which is blue, go out, feed Howard Jones's cat next door, who I accidentally said was Shaking Stevens. What part of that are you telling me?
So what are you going to say, David? What does your team think?
I think we're going to say it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. Lee! Was it the truth or was it a lie?
It was a lie.
And that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show. And I can reveal that David's team have won by 3 points to 2. But it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week this week is Steve Jones. Yes, who'd have thought it? Wales's best-looking man telling Steve Jones that he's the liar of the week. Good night.
Would I Lie to You? Strictly a Lady, Claudia Winkleman. Chips and Gravy, Jason Manford. And their team captain, David Mitchell. And facing them tonight, she's a comedy character, Miranda Hart. He used to be a barrister, Clive Anderson. And their team captain, Lee Mack. And here's your host, Rob Brydon.
Good evening and welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show where barefaced lying is actively encouraged. Experts say that if you suspect your spouse is lying, you should keep a diary of what they claim they've been doing. Or you can turn a blind eye and that way you get to keep the house and still see your children. And it's claimed women in their 30s are the most likely to lie on their CVs, or as they call themselves on their CVs, women in their late 20s. And so to round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them to make things harder. They've never seen the card before, so they have no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort out the truth from the lies. Claudia is first up.
OK. Oh. Good. I once put nail polish remover in my fish tank to give my goldfish more energy.
Lee's team, quiz her relentlessly.
When was this?
I was small. I was 5, 6 when I had goldfish. They were lovely, sweet things.
What happened to the goldfish?
They were fine. They were fine.
They survived?
Yes. I didn't put the whole bottle in. I just put a tiny, just like a little bit, just to give them a bit more pizzazz.
I should say at this point to people who might be watching at home or just in Dixon's window that we don't encourage interfering with fish in any way.
How many goldfish did you have?
I had 2.
2 goldfish. What were they called?
Rabbit and cat.
What was your rabbit and your cat called?
Was your cat called Dog?
No.
Was your mum called Dad?
No.
Why do you think it would give them energy?
Because I thought they were looking a bit sleepy and they were never really doing enough hoo-ha. So I put in a bridge, and what you want them to do is play hide and seek and hide under the bridge and then come up and go weave through the green, the pond life, the water, the plants.
Yes. Do you think David Attenborough's job is threatened by you?
The point is when you buy freshly cut flowers, they often say put in an aspirin or some nail polish remover, and it will just make them for longer.
Whoa. I've never heard that.
I've heard aspirin, but not...
Why would you give aspirin to flowers?
It's because you got a headache.
I think it's their feet that are hurting, surely.
So that's when you see a bunch of flowers, you think they're silently going, my feet!
Well, no. What they're actually saying is, where the hell are my feet? My ankles are killing.
As you'd know if you're an amputee, you can still get an itch in the bit of you that's been cut off.
You're going to have to work on your catchphrases, David.
You've heard the story. I know what I think. I can't share that with you because I have to remain impartial.
Do you know...
We've never asked Rob this. What do you think, Rob?
I think Claudia needs 24-hour care. Anyway, to return to what we were concerned with a moment earlier.
I don't know. I can imagine a child doing something like that.
Yeah.
I can't believe it would work, would it?
Drive it distraction. It broke flapping around that big crazy...
Well, then it worked, didn't it? It did work. It did have more energy. I'm dying! So what are we going for, Clare?
Well, I think it's a lie.
What do you think?
It's a lie.
Well, then I'll go with my team and say that it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie? OK. Claudia Winkleman.
Yes.
True or false?
It is, in fact, a truth.
Yes, it was true all along. Claudia did once put nail polish remover in her fish tank to give her goldfish more energy. That was the last time in her life that Claudia Winkleman wasted a single drop of makeup. So, Clive, you're next.
Right. I once had my wallet stolen by a walrus.
What's the context?
The context? It's not that long ago, actually. I was in Greenland making a radio programme to look at Inuit ways of dealing with criminal justice.
And what was the walrus
doing?
Why was he involved, this walrus?
There was a sort of I wouldn't call it a zoo, more than a menagerie, sort of by the sea, with a variety of animals there, and there was like a sort of tamish walrus there. I had my wallet in my hand because I'd actually, for once, paid for something on a trip for the BBC. Now, this will be implausible, obviously. And I put it down, and it sort of picked it up as though it was going to eat it or something, and then dived in the water, and we never got the wallet back. So.
Wait. I have many questions.
Yes.
What were you buying in this menagerie? You've got your wallet out to what?
Wait, this is just to get in. I'd taken my wallet out to pay for the...
Wait, so the walrus is right by the entrance?
It was a cross...
No, I still have the walrus.
That's crazy.
Did you have to ring, like, the card company to say, I've had me... Have they been stolen or lost?
Yes.
Well, sort of stolen.
Yes.
But it was a walrus, so...
It was hard.
If there's any sort of transactions on it, they'll probably all be under sea.
This may be a scam, for all I know, that they then dive down afterwards and
Identity theft. That's what you're worried about. A walrus. just walking around. Do you remember me?
How did it take it? I mean, what...
It was a sort of tame walrus, and it's sort of... Could you play me?
Could you play...
Right, what do you want me to be you?
A very valuable reenactment.
Right, I'll be you.
You're just holding the wallet there, and it just went... I just kind of knocked it and then grabbed it there, and then went into the water.
Knocked it and then grabbed it? So flicked it out of your hand.
This is what I recall happening.
And did you get... Were you very badly splashed? Were you very grumpy about it, or did you all...
I was certainly grumpy about it.
Yeah. I'll play you being grumpy.
Yeah, reenact.
When you're doing trips like this...
David's team, what do you think?
Claudia, I sense you're sceptical.
When you pay for something, you put your wallet back. You don't wander around a menagerie holding your wallet like some sort of ice cream cone.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be a lie.
And Jason?
I think it's a lie.
I think it's a lie.
So you're going to say it's a lie?
We're going to say it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. OK, Clive.
It's a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Clive didn't once have his wallet stolen by a walrus. I once made love to a walrus, Barry White. Always gets me in the mood. Miranda is up next. Miranda, reveal all.
One of my best friends at school was a little man I'd made from a slice of toast that I always kept in my bag.
OK.
Yes, true. Next question.
What was his name?
Tim.
Tim Toast?
In the toast, man.
How did you make him?
I cut him. I actually
With
figured
scissors?
him myself.
Scissors or a
essentially-
knife?
Scissors.
Scissors. So you got a piece of toast, brown or white?
Good question.
Brown.
Brown toast. Was he buttered?
No, he wasn't buttered. That would be stupid, David.
I was thinking maybe you make yourself a piece of toast, you butter it unthinkingly before you say, oh, no, that was the one I was going to cut out and make a friend out of. And now, unfortunately, I've buttered my friend, but then my friend will be more buttery, which is... The fats in the butter would help preserve the friend from the mould, which would otherwise develop, which is going to be the central part of my next question. How long did Tim last before he rotted? And what did you feel when you saw Tim, who you'd created,
I stopped listening
rotting?
about 10 minutes ago. What are you asking me?
I'm asking what happened about the rotting of Tim.
I don't remember a rotting.
How old were you when you made Tim?
7 or 8.
And how old were you when you stopped being interested in Tim?
29.
And what did he do, Tim?
Did you never have an imaginary friend? He was just...
This wasn't an imaginary friend. This is a friend that just happens to be made out of a piece of toast.
Did you make him, you know, in your own image?
I do remember designing big legs because I wanted him to be a fast runner like what I was.
Where did Tim sleep?
In the toaster.
When did you take him to bed?
All right, then, David's team, I think you've heard enough.
What do you think, Claudia?
I think it's true. I'd be very happy to make a small piece of toast friend.
I think true.
I don't know, so I'm happy to go with true, yes.
You're saying it's true?
I'm saying it's true.
OK, Miranda, is it true or is it a lie?
It is, in fact...
Well done. It was a lie all along. One of Miranda's best friends at school was not a little man that she'd made from a slice of toast.
Well, it makes sense now.
A little man who lives in a woman's handbag is both the plot of a charming children's story and grounds for committal to a psychiatric institution. Our next round is called The Ring of Truth, in which I read out amazing celebrity facts, and all our teams have to do is decide whether they're true or not. What could be simpler? Lee, take a look at this.
Have you ever met Jodie Marsh?
Yeah, I met her at a book signing, and that's clever. She wrote her own book.
What do you want to do in life?
I'd like to be just like the next Jodie Marsh and be like famous and that. And then when I got too old to do that, I'd like to be a writer because I like writing. I've already started writing my autobiography and I'm dead young, but I can just carry it on.
What is your book called?
It's called Ups, Downs and Wishes.
Why?
Because it's got like all the ups in my life and all the downs and all my wishes.
Is the premise of that show that the people interviewed are too boring to be interviewed by humans? So they have to use a computer, because otherwise a human interviewing them would die of boredom.
Is she not your type? All right, here's the related fact, then. For Lee's team, David Beckham gave a copy of his own autobiography to Nelson Mandela as a Christmas present. Now, is that true?
What would Nelson Mandela do with a colouring book? Give it all
for it. It's more like to give him a football or a shirt, though, wouldn't he? Or something like that. Or a pair of boots.
But he's 90.
He could always...
What's he going to do with the boots? He's going to do the football.
Can you do David Beckham? Can you do his voice?
I can do that sort of thing, yeah, like that.
Could you do it then? Could you do it now? Could you do
I'm doing it live.
For Nelson Mandela's 90th birthday in 2008, David Beckham sent this message. Mr. Mandela, I'll do it nicely. I'll do it to Sean Connery.
Do it as Ronnie Corbett or Terry Wogan. Ronnie Corbett, Terry Wogan. Do Frank Spencer.
The message went like this.
Rob, I think you probably safest tell us first who it is, you know, and then we'll know.
I'm not going to say who it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just say he's a bit of a tit, OK? And then you go with it.
Oh!
Mr. Mandela, happy 90th birthday. Sorry I can't be with you, but I'm sure you'll have an amazing day.
Lee's team, what's your guess?
I think it's not true. I think he gave him something else, but I don't know why I say that.
I reckon that's true.
Truth, lie. I'm going to say... truth.
You saying it's true?
Gripping the desk, man, for goodness sake.
It's all right.
It's a panel game.
That's not the desk.
You're saying true? Yes, it is true. David Beckham did give a copy of his own autobiography to Nelson Mandela as a Christmas present, as if the man hadn't suffered enough. Not so much a long walk to freedom, more a short walk to the bin. So at the end of that round, David's team have 2 points and Lee's team have 2 points. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Owen. So, Miranda Hart, what is Owen to you?
This is Owen, and he stopped me attending his yoga classes because I couldn't stop laughing.
Right. Lee.
This is Owen. He's a professional juggler, and he's teaching me to juggle.
Right. And Clive, how do you know Owen?
He is my builder, and in fact, he was working on my roof once and fell through it while I was watching television.
My word.
Oh.
All right. David, where do you want to start?
Right, Clive, what was on TV?
What was on TV? I'm afraid to say it was Richard and Judy. And this wasn't really embarrassing. It was daytime telly. Owen I've known for quite a while. He's done a lot of building work for me, and he used to make fun of the fact that sometimes I was at home, and I would say, well, I explain I was working. And sometimes the television would go on, I have to explain, oh, well, I'm watching the television because I'm researching something.
So as he came through the ceiling, you shouted, "There's an item on Inwit Justice coming out!"
What was he doing on your roof?
My roof is a nightmare. So I've had endless time with builders on the roof, including Owen. First it was his father.
And he fell through.
No.
And his father before him, and his father before him.
He was pulling up the lead or the zinc that forms the valley gutter and was standing on the slates, and unfortunately, that created a hole, and his legs came through, and then eventually, of course, brought down the whole ceiling, eventually.
OK, Lee.
Yes?
So you're looking to develop more showbiz skills?
Correct. What made you think juggling? My 4-year-old son went to a children's party and said, I saw a juggler today. I wish you could juggle, Daddy. Oh. And I looked into that little boy's eyes and I said, son... I said, son, if you want to see your old daddy juggling, you know.
So, how many lessons have you had?
Well, I look over at Rob and I see that he's got balls on his desk. And I would, thank you.
I'm not doing that one.
Oh?
Oh, 4. Well, what about the 7 clubs? Why did I do that, Rob? 2 lessons.
Surely you ought to get Owen to do the juggling.
Him? He's a builder.
I'm actually...
I've only had 2 lessons, so I'm just learning the basics at the moment.
Oh, which is like that, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I'm literally, I'm only going to just learn the hand. He's not a very good teacher.
I mean, basically, we've learnt absolutely nothing from that, because if Lee did know how to juggle it, he would not now be juggling as well as he could.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
what about Miranda's claim?
Okay. What's so funny about yoga?
A couple joined our class and they just got engaged and they wanted to tone pre-wedding and they were very earnest. And that's when it started going wrong, because they were what made me laugh a lot.
What was it that they did that was...
Well, the first thing was that when they did positions, they looked into each other's eyes quite earnestly, and I found that very funny.
Right.
And then another time, we were doing the sun salutations. I don't know if you're aware of yoga. And Owen said, and into downward dog, which was always amusing anyway. And the woman did the biggest fart. I would have got myself together, I think, there. But the fiancé, he said very earnestly, and there she blows.
OK, we need an answer. So David's team is Owen, Miranda's ex-yoga teacher, Lee's juggling coach, or Clive's tumbling tradesman.
I don't believe that Lee
No.
would just have juggling lessons just so he could look his son in the eye. I believe, completely believe, about Clive's roof.
Is there many male yoga teachers? That's the other one I'm going to throw there. It seems a little bit of like a girl's
It's like
job.
the first time you've ever been out of the north.
No, it does.
Is there such thing? It's because it sounds to me like homosexuals.
Do you know what? You always do this when I'm on the show. You're from the north.
I thought I was from the north till I met you.
OK, I do need an answer, chaps.
Well, shall we go with Clive, then?
I think so.
Yeah.
So, you think that it's Clive's roofer. Owen, would you like to reveal your true identity?
I'm actually a professional juggler and I've been teaching Lee.
Mitchell! Look at these go! Look at these babies! There's the full shower! How that? There's the big finish! Look at that!
What about the kids' side of things?
My kid genuinely went to a birthday party and came home and said, I saw a juggler, it was the best thing I've ever seen. I wish you could do juggling, Daddy.
Aww.
Oh.
That's the kind of man I am, girls.
Yeah.
So if anyone's up for it...
I have to say, when you hear things like that, it just adds to the mystery of why the social services took them away, doesn't it? Yes, Owen is teaching Lee to juggle. Thank you very much, Owen. Which brings us to our final round, quick-fire lies, in which our panellists lie not only through their teeth, but, of course, against the clock, starting with... it's you, David.
I was thrown out of a nightclub for refusing to stop dancing on a table.
There we are.
What was the name of the nightclub?
It was called Cindy's.
This is taking on a whole new...
David couldn't think of a name and went, think of your dolls. Cindy's. Why were you on the table? What was the occasion?
It was just... there was just a group of us went to this nightclub, you know, on a Saturday night, I think, and got very pissed.
When they said, please stop,
yeah.
What did you say back?
Hammer time.
Well, I think I was sort of, if you can imagine this, in a slightly drunken state of self-righteousness. And I sort of thought I wasn't doing any harm.
What kind of music were you into then?
Yeah, well, you know, whatever was on.
What? A quite fast
What
foxtrot?
music? What
I mean, what are we talking about? This is going at some speed. I'm getting on the table.
No, it was, you know, it was pop music that they played.
Pop music?
No. The expression pop music is totally legitimate. It is not in the same category as talking about the hit parade. You're saying pop music without turning to tweed.
Lee, it's time to reach a decision here.
Miranda. What is our decision?
Well, I've seen David drunk many times, but I've never seen him dance before.
So you're thinking it's a lie?
I think it's a lie.
It so has to be a lie.
It's got to be a lie. I thought it was a lie when he said, once in a nightclub, my shutters went down.
You're saying it's a lie. David, is it the truth or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
Next, it's Jason.
Oh, all right. I once put out a fire using my neighbour's milk.
Lee's team, is that possible?
Was it a very small fire?
It was, you know, a fire. Say for example, that desk was on fire. It was about that big, and it wasn't just one neighbour's. It was about 15 neighbours.
15 neighbours? What? What time of day was this?
In the morning when the milk came.
Well, none of your neighbours were up early enough to bring the milk.
It was a Saturday. It's a Saturday. They're having a lie in, and you get double milk because of the Sunday. You know.
So what was on fire, please?
It's just on like a field. There was like some dried grass.
Just a bonfire, then?
Well, we just thought, oh, look at that dried grass. Let's set it on fire. And you know, that's what you do when you're 25. I think we were about 8 or 9.
But basically, you're an arsonist. You started the fire.
Yes.
And then stole some milk in order to put it out. When it could have just burnt out quite happily on its own. There was no need, really, for...
Yeah, but at 8, I mean, I've not got this knowledge of fire. I'd seen 3 episodes of London's Burning. I don't know what
I'm not sure that adds up, Jason. How long's London Burning been on?
I think you can believe him. He's seen London's Burning.
I'm not sure London's Burning, the programme, was on.
So you're disputing when London's Burning first came onto our screen?
Yes, that's it, yeah.
Right, Jason was born in 1981, so he is alleging that by 1989, London's Burning was already on television. I believe him.
1981, he looks like me uncle.
Anyway, can we get back to the story? How far did you have to go to get the milk?
I was a kid, I didn't measure it. I mean, about...
Give us a rough...
12 and a half metres.
About 12 and a half metres.
Right. Why don't you just get a knock at the door and say, quick, the field's on fire?
Because then that would be admitting that there was a fire, whereas in this instant, the only thing that happened was a milkman got sacked for not delivering milk.
So there was, just to clarify, before we say our decision, you took how many bottles of milk to put out the fire?
15 or so.
15?
15, 10.
Well, I take you back to your earlier answer, which was 15 houses, and on a Saturday they got double milk.
He's very fair-minded. He took 1 pint from each house.
So what are you going to say, Lee? What are you going for here?
Oh,
I don't know now.
The whole answer was delivered in such an implausible and frankly guilty-sounding way.
What do you think, Miranda?
I think it's a truth.
Well, Jason, where were you brought up?
Manchester.
Yeah, you see, I was brought up around Manchester, and I can imagine the bit about you saying, all right, let's go in there and set fire to a field. Believable. Yeah. Oh, no, that's a bit big. Better put it out with some milk and be good citizens. Yeah. Doesn't really sort of add up.
So what are you gonna plump for?
You're saying the truth.
Truth.
You're saying a lie.
Yeah.
I'll go with Miranda and say we think that's the truth.
You're saying it's the truth. OK, so, Jason, is it the truth?
It is a truth.
Next, Claudia Winkleman.
Hey! Oh, possession.
Now, there's a box just behind the stage there, Claudia, if you'd like to get the box.
Hold on, bear with me.
Take out its contents.
OK. In here is my pet cat from when I was little, and my dad had her stuff for me when she died.
Oh.
Here she is.
I'm going to just pop her on the desk there, Claudia.
Was she run over? Did you want your father to stuff your cat?
No,
once
but
it
I was
died?
so devastated, I was so upset that she died. So my dad, as a present, gave her to me, all stuffed, and she came to my wedding.
Sorry. Came to your wedding?
I think Lee, not of her own accord.
Was she a bridesmaid and came down on a trolley?
No.
Claudia, sorry, can you just remind us again how your poor little cat died?
Yes, well, she got sick.
And were you pleased with this dead cat?
Stuffed cat.
I was very pleased because she's sort of lucky. Like, if you're anyone's
She's
near
lucky?
her...
I would hate to see what happens to the unlucky one.
What are we saying?
I want this to be true because it'll be funny. It'll be funny if it's true.
I just don't believe Claudia, even in Claudia's world, which I love. However, this is a step too far. I just don't believe.
Well, that's pretty convincing.
What the hell? She looks like a very lovely but slightly unstable woman, and I'm going to say that that's true.
You're saying it's true? OK, Claudia Winkleman, is it true or is it a lie?
It is indeed a lie.
Oh, what a shame.
It's a lie. It's not Claudia's pet cat that was stuffed when it died. I considered having my own cat stuffed, but I prefer to remember him peacefully attached to the grille of that Hyundai as it sped away. That's what he would have wanted. And that noise signals time's up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have 3 points, but Lee's team have romped to victory with 7. Of course, it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week is Claudia Winkleman. Yes, it goes to show being as mad as a bag full of chimps had to come in handy sooner or later. Good night. To Would I Lie to You, the show with barefaced lies and well-masked truths. On David Mitchell's team tonight, a presenter with the most famous fringe outside Edinburgh, it's Claudia Winkleman. And a comedian who fell in love and married her husband when she was booked as a guest on his show. Don't get any ideas tonight, I'm taken. It's Sarah Barron. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, a comedian and huge fan of heavy metal. I'm delighted he's on the show, and I'm even more delighted he's not my neighbour. It's Ed Gamble. And a Church of England minister who once appeared on Celebrity MasterChef. What she did with those loaves and fishes was amazing. It's the Reverend Kate Botley. So to round one, Home Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. And Kate is first up tonight.
Can I just say before you start, this whole thou shalt not lie, let that go for a couple of hours.
One Sunday, I embarrassed myself in front of the entire congregation after too many cups of communion wine.
David's team.
So, cups of communion wine. Had you over-catered and you had to finish it up?
Yeah, basically that's what happens. So the rule is that if you bless the wine, it then has to be reverently consumed, is the phrase. So you have to finish it. I guess where it comes from is that, you know, once it's blessed, it sort of changes, if you like. It's not just normal wine anymore.
Well, as usual, the issue of transubstantiation has come up on the show. So, obviously, if it's the blood of Christ, you can't just pour that down the sink. You've got to drink it. Because Christ wants all of his blood finished up.
Yeah. So I had, like lots of vicars, I look after lots of churches, and so I had lots of services that day.
Well, that must be very difficult.
Yeah, well, there's lots of dashing about.
You say it's difficult. It's only one day a week, isn't it? I mean, the hours are good, aren't they?
You can fall out with people, you know.
Not if you're full of forgiveness.
So how many have you got under you?
Well, at that point, I had 3 churches that I looked after, and so I had an 8 o'clock service, a 9:30 service and an 11 o'clock service. I finished the 8 o'clock wine, And then I finished the wine at the 9:30 service, and I'd not had any breakfast that morning.
Oh.
So at 11 o'clock, I'd given all the wine out,
Yeah.
like you do.
Given some of the wine out, polish off the rest
I'd
of it.
misjudged how many people might come up for the wine.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so
they're probably scared of the drunken woman, aren't they?
If you're having a bit of blood, would you not line your stomach with a bit of body first?
Right? I finished the wine, and I looked down at the cup at the same time, and there's a little floater of bread that someone had spat back into.
Oh, no.
And that sort of made me feel a bit queasy, and so I excused myself at that point, and I went to the church loo.
Oh.
And so I was unwell.
Oh, no.
Yeah. OK.
Into the loo.
But you didn't embarrass yourself. You go off, you come back. Divine.
Oh, yes? Where is the embarrassment?
In the eyes of God.
I got to the loo, and I had my microphone still turned on. And that went out on the church PA system.
The acoustics in some of those medieval buildings, the sound of vomiting would echo down from all the angels, the stained glass. It would be like God himself was vomiting.
I'm wondering if, like, afterwards, did any of your congregation have a nickname for you or make fun of you, like, in subsequent weeks?
They thought I was pregnant.
And did you use that as an excuse to make you look better?
Well, I wouldn't say I used it, but I didn't carry tables for a few days and move chairs.
Sarah, what are you thinking?
My instinct is telling me that it's a lie, because I think she's more in control than that.
Obviously, I believe the thing that you've got to finish up the blessed wine. You can't just put the cork back in it. It's very difficult.
I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's impossible to know. All right. We're going to go lie.
All right, you're saying lie.
Might be true. We accept that it might be true.
Yes.
So we're going to go lie.
So, Kate, was it true or was it a lie?
It was true.
Well done, Kate.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's true. Kate really did embarrass herself in front of the entire congregation. Claudia, you're next.
Okie-doke. For several months, I had to sleep on the floor because I'd given up my bed for a sunbed.
Lee's team.
When was this, Claudia?
Yes. I think it was in the 90s.
Why did you give it up as opposed to just getting a sunbed?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, because...
Have a little read of it again if you need to.
No, I'm absolutely fine. Who needs a bed? I'll sleep on the floor. More important to be orange.
Was it...
Sounds like someone speed dating with an Oompa Loompa.
There you go.
Right, talk us through the process of how you got a sunbed.
Yeah, I didn't purchase one. I borrowed one for a bit, for some money.
For what?
She's trying to say she rented one, I think.
That's what happened. I rented
So you rented a sunbed?
I rented. Hello, you want a sunbed? I'll give you some money.
Yeah.
And then for a couple of months, for several months.
How much was a sunbed in the 1990s?
Well, it was about £40 a month.
40 quid a month to rent a sunbed.
And they were called Sunbeds for Rental.
Wow, what a great name.
Yeah, .com.
.com.
In the 1990s. No, it wasn't .com. Just hello, VHS, other things, toasties, and we put sunbeds. And
I love sunbeds,
biscuits.
toasties, and
That's what it was.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Where are you living? Have you set out into the world as a young
I've set
Claudia?
out. I'm at university.
Oh.
Where were you at university?
Cambridge.
No.
No.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
What did you study?
History of art.
We could test her on that. Go on, Ed.
When was the first painting?
So where was this room? Was it in a campus block?
No, it was in... I was in a road.
Just a room in a road? Was it surrounded at all by a house? Did you sleep on the floor next to the sunbed?
Curled up like a mushroom. That's how I sleep.
Well, you're probably under the lamp too long.
Did you ever bring anyone back after a night out?
I had quite an unsuccessful love life at university.
Were they just men leaving more tanned than when they came in?
Kate, what do you think?
Well, it's tricky, isn't it? Because the way she's stumbling and hesitating could be a complete, you know, red herring. Orange herring. I'm going to go lie.
The thing is, Claudia's been on the show many times before, and sometimes she tells the truth, sometimes she lies, but what I've learnt about her is she doesn't know what's going on in her own life.
Have you got one now at home?
No, because I found a new way.
What's the new way?
Being spray painted. Once a week, twice a week during Strictly.
I had a spray tan once.
You had a spray tan?
Yeah, when we did the trip to Greece, they wanted us to look a little bit tan before we went, so a girl came round to my house, set up what looked like a crime scene tent in the,
there you go.
in the living room, put paper pants on me, and went...
She actually put them on you?
Will I never get them on, dear? Come on, lift your leg up.
Is she telling the truth or telling a lie?
I think we go true.
You think it's a lie, don't you?
I think it's a lie.
I think it is true.
You're going to say true? OK. Claudia, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It is true.
Yes, it's true. Claudia really did sleep on the floor to make space for a sunbed. Sarah, you're next.
OK. I once watched a sad film immediately before breaking up with a boyfriend so I could generate enough tears to mask my indifference.
Right. Wow. Lee's team.
When was this?
This was about 12 years ago.
Right, so the obvious question to ask is what was the name of the boyfriend?
Jan.
Jan?
Jan.
J-A-N?
J-A-N.
Do you mean Jan as in Jan because he was Scandinavian?
No.
Do you mean no as in N-O?
It was a nickname.
Yeah?
For January.
Oh, his name was January, now it makes sense. What was his surname?
Warren.
January Warren?
Yeah. How did you meet January Warren? At a calendar fair or something?
Yes,
How long have you been seeing each other?
4 months.
And what was the film you chose to watch?
Beaches. So sad at the end.
I don't think I've ever seen Beaches.
Bette Midler. Bette Midler.
Yeah, yeah.
Bette Midler.
Say Bette Midler one more time.
Bette Midler.
I remember it now.
The wind beneath my wings. That's where that song is from. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I would like to be.
I feel like I should press a button to close the curtains at the creme at this moment.
Sarah, I'm going to be January Warren. And we're going to recreate it, OK?
OK.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, Sarah, how you doing, honey? I just gotta tell you, I've never been as happy in a relationship as I am with you. Honey, you look a little upset. What's the matter, sweetie? Honey, is something wrong? You want some fun time? Make it right?
I'm not happy.
You've been watching Beaches again, right?
It sounds like I've been watching the Muppets.
I don't know if I'm upset about the film or your American accent, but I can't spend any more time with you, Jan.
You know what? I'm turning into Fozzie Bear.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Did you watch Beaches with him?
Yeah.
You sat with him to watch it, and the plan was always to finish by the end of the film.
I thought, I know I'll cry if I watch Beaches, and that he would be, like, less angry because I was already crying.
So how did January react?
He was sad.
Well, he'd been watching Beaches as well. So already he's in a terrible mood.
He was sad, but he told me that he understood.
What do you think, Kate?
I think that I would choose Beaches to make me cry. I think that's plausible. I think because it's a really sad film.
Ed, what are you thinking?
I think it's true. They're 100% true.
I'm going to go 70% lie.
Right, well, I'm going to commit even further. I'm going to say 50% true. It's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie?
Of course it's a lie.
OK. Sarah, truth or lie? It's a lie. Sarah didn't watch a sad film just before a breakup.
No.
Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. It's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, John. So, Ed, what is John to you?
This is John. I once hid behind my shower curtain after mistaking him for a burglar.
Ed's mistaken miscreant. Kate, how do you know John?
This is John. He gave me the best day of my life at the National Funeral Exhibition.
Kate's morbid mate. And Lee, what is your relationship with John?
This is John. He recently named his baby Lee after I helped him deliver it in a local library.
David, where do you want to start?
Ed, where was this shower curtain?
I was renting a new flat, and it was the first night that I was there.
Yeah. And tell us a story.
I was asleep.
Yeah.
And I was woken up by someone coming into the front door, and I wasn't expecting anyone to be coming in.
Yeah.
So my immediate reaction was to panic. I was in a new place, ran to the bathroom, locked the door, got into the bath, shut the shower curtain.
Have you seen the film Psycho?
I haven't.
And Ed, what was he doing in your flat?
So it emerges that he was the previous tenant, and it was his first night in his new place. He was drunk and just went home on autopilot.
Didn't you change the keys when you took over?
You can't just change the keys, you have to change the locks as well, otherwise they don't work.
Well, we got the keys off the landlord.
Yes.
And obviously, John hadn't given his keys back.
So what happens next?
Well, so I was in the bathroom for quite a long time panicking because I thought there's a burglar.
How did the panic manifest? Just, was it palpitations? What was going on?
Sort of an all-over fizzy feeling.
Right.
Are you living with a girlfriend?
Yeah, but she wasn't. She was away for work. I had to do the move, basically.
So you're cowering behind the shower curtain.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're as fizzy as anything.
Yeah.
Girlfriend's away, you do the move. All right, OK. And he's in.
That's exactly how the conversation went.
Yeah. And he's pickled, coming in, fumbling around.
Yes.
Where's my bed? And you're behind the shower curtain.
I was fizzing for about an hour, and I could hear them smashing
For an
around,
hour?
like
How just
fumbling
fizzing?
around.
Smashing around or fumbling around?
Yes.
They're different things.
No, well, smashing and fumbling.
Smash, smash, smash.
He fumbled.
Fumble.
He fumbled.
Smash, smash, smash.
He fumbled.
Your Tommy Cooper impression isn't getting any better, is it?
He fumbled to the extent that it became a smash.
Ed, what is the moment when you decide to open the bathroom door and emerge?
When it's gone completely silent.
And that doesn't strike you as the most threatening moment?
No, because he might have gone. I was hoping he'd gone.
You come out cowering. Open the door.
I peek and can see that he's fallen asleep on the
Oh,
sofa.
my God, yeah.
You're in pyjamas. You go out.
No,
Do you wake him up?
Boxers.
So you're just in boxer shorts?
Yes.
One can feel vulnerable like that.
Yeah.
What do you sleep in, David?
Conventional pyjamas.
Do you sleep in the full
Stylish.
matching top and bottom pyjama?
Actually, at the moment, seeing as you're interested, I have got...
I'm not interested, David, I'm aroused.
My most recent system involves more pyjama-ish bottoms, and then actually it's more like a T-shirt on the top, which is incredibly
incredibly
modern.
What do you sleep in?
I sleep in my boxer shorts if I'm cold, and if I'm feeling hot, nothing.
Now I'm aroused.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
So you're in a Lee Mack style nocturnal outfit.
Yeah, but the cold version.
Yeah.
And I gently approached. I did have a small vase in one hand just in case it turned rough.
Had you taken that into the bathroom, or did you pick it up?
On the way.
Right, OK.
Off the little table.
Yeah.
So you'd unpacked the flat in one day, girlfriend away, and
No.
thought the little vase would look lovely here.
Well, I'd not fully unpacked, but I'd unpacked the knick-knack box and the little vase was at the top of it.
Knick-knacks first, necessities later.
Yeah.
We're not animals.
I don't need my clothes, but I tell you what we do need is a tiny little trinket area.
All right, look, you're there in your boxes, you got your knickknacks out. What happens next?
I gently shook him by the shoulder, gently woke him up, and he was a bit confused, to be honest, but once he realised what he'd done, he was very, very embarrassed.
So what had he been doing for all that fumbling and smashing?
Well, I think he was trying to make himself a snack.
Did you see evidence of what sort of snack it was?
Well, the cupboards were empty.
He'd made himself a lovely knick-knack sandwich.
So, David, who would you like to quiz next?
Kate, so what is the National Funeral Exhibition?
It's like the trade show.
So it's not a permanent thing. It happens once a year, like a sort of conference, like the motor show, that kind of
It's
thing.
like the ideal home exhibition, the ideal death exhibition.
I like to call it the hearse of the year show. Anyway, a friend of mine who is also a vicar had been to it before and said, you should go to this. And so John took me along because John is my local funeral director.
And why was it so fantastic?
There was lots of things to try out.
Could you get in a coffin?
You could get in a coffin and you could have the lid put on.
Did you give it a try, Kate?
I did get in a coffin and had a little try in one.
No.
Yep. Well, I'm never going to know what it feels like,
You will
really,
one day.
am I?
You
so...
will one day. I couldn't do that.
No,
Could
you
do
won't
that?
one day, Rob.
Well, I think when we die...
We're alive.
We're still alive.
You're a very spiritual person, aren't you, Rob?
Yeah. Apart from these coffins, what else was on display?
I had to go on a grave digging machine. That was a lot of fun. With
A grave digging machine?
I was going to say, is that just a spade?
So, are you friends? Yep, he picked me up in his car. We went round the exhibition. He was shopping for some things. He had some things that he needed to buy.
What did he need to buy?
New top hats for all the staff, and he also needed more storage, a bigger fridge.
Sorry, did you just say more storage, a bigger fridge? Does it have an ice-making machine at the front?
How many times in a week do you guys speak to each other?
Oh, only when we've got work, so it depends what the rate of...
Once again, the subject of the local death rate has come up on the show.
All right. Now then, what about Lee? Just remind us what you said, Lee.
This is John. He named his baby Lee because I recently helped him deliver it in my local library.
OK, so what were
Sorry,
you...
I haven't got time for any more questions.
What were you doing in a library?
How dare you? I'd gone to borrow a book. It's a library.
And John is there with his wife?
Well, yes, he didn't give birth to the baby.
And she's that pregnant?
Yeah. She was on the floor, screaming.
And the library?
I said, are you all right? And she said, yeah, I'm really overdue. I said, don't panic, the fines aren't that big here.
When was this?
Oh, this was, like, this morning. No, it wasn't this morning. It was about 3 months ago.
OK, so you were in the library 3 months ago.
Correct.
During the lockdown, when all the libraries are closed.
I might be wrong with my timings, but it was just...
Feb.
It was the first time the library had opened after lockdown, because that's why it was so quiet. I was first in there.
You were first in when the library reopened.
So did I say library? Sorry, yes. I meant Wetherspoons. I was one of the first in, and I was in there with my mask, and he thought I was a nurse, and...
So what's the first sound you hear from his wife?
Shh. It was on my phone at the time. Yeah. Shh. Like that. Right. And then I walked off, but that was about 10 minutes later when she had a baby.
Who was the one who told her it was time to push?
I wouldn't know when someone has to push.
So who was running this whole thing?
He was running it a bit, the librarian was running it a bit, the other library staff member was doing it a bit, and I was on hand to help out. I was getting it wrong. Yes, I was going, pull!
So, just talk us through it. Take us through it stage by stage.
Waters broke in non-fiction, and then she was now...
Now we're in the realms of fiction.
Well, ironically...
I think we all know that.
Ironically, the most space was in the children's section. She was lying in the children's section. And she goes, I need something. So I picked off the 0 to 2 books. I said, well, they'll come in handy. And then I started helping out.
How did you help out?
How?
Well, first of all, I held her hand.
Really?
Yeah, but I used 2 hands because I felt it was more intimate. You'll appreciate this. I was giving a little prayer at the same time. Help me out here, please, God. I don't know what to do.
Yes.
No.
And did a baby appear, or did you get into the ambulance?
Not only a baby, 3 wise men.
He's good, isn't he? So let's not jump ahead now, Lee. Go through it.
I said jump ahead. It was 2,000 years ago.
Let's go on. So, you've got 2 hands praying.
Yeah.
What happened then?
Well, and then she starts having the baby. So
Well, I mean, that doesn't happen
What
in
do you
an
mean?
instant. You got as a little bit of an appearance.
I didn't get involved in the business end, did I?
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Who did? The librarian?
my manager, he deals with all the business stuff.
All right. We need an answer. So, David's team. Is John Ed's mistaken miscreant, Kate's morbid mate, or Lee's proud parent?
So at the beginning, when Ed first told his story, I didn't buy it. But now, looking at him, I'm getting more of the drunk guy and less of the funeral director.
But that's because he's come and he's all in casual situation. Does John have a family, Kate?
Yes.
What do they comprise of?
I'll tell you. A small baby called Lee and a wife.
He's got a younger son who's going to follow in the family footsteps.
Wow, he grew up quick.
So, what's it going to be then? Time to decide.
Well, John, would you just tell us?
Process of elimination, I'm going Ed.
You're going Ed,
Stories.
OK. Claude?
I'm going Kate.
David, what do you get when you look at John?
Kate has behaved like she knows this man.
OK.
I'll go Kate.
John, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm John, and I took Kate to the National Funeral Exhibition.
Yes, John is Kate's morbid mate. Thank you very much, John. Which brings us to our final round, quick-fire lies, and we start with... It's David.
Last year, while staying in a hotel, I was forced to sleep with tea bags in my ears to drown out the sound of the work Christmas party below.
These two.
Where was this?
It was in Bruges.
Bruges? What were you doing in Bruges?
Little Christmas break.
What, from your wife?
No, she was there too.
How long were you there for?
We were there for 3 nights, I think.
And did this happen only on one night?
Yes, it was a one-night Christmas party. Obviously, didn't really take off.
Was it just you with the tea bags, or did your wife put the bourbons in or something, or...?
Is that a euphemism? No, she had less difficulty sleeping than me.
Why, had you been talking again?
There you are in Bruges, and
Yeah.
what's the noise like? Is it... An occasional Brugians going, ah,
I didn't hear particularly many...
Such fun we're having tonight. Oh. Why is it only one night? Why not 2 or 3? Where's the bearded man we saw in reception? What do you think he's doing now?
I don't believe you're a man who would travel without earplugs to a hotel.
Well, let me tell you, I'm asking you to believe that I am not only a man who would travel to a hotel without earplugs, but someone who has never taken earplugs to a hotel ever.
So now, look, before you put these tea bags into your ears, did you try anything else?
Yes, I tried getting to sleep normally.
Was it a regular square tea bag or one of those pyramid-shaped ones?
It was a round one.
Oh, a round one?
Yes.
So you'd have had to scrunch it up and put it in your ear?
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking it would have worked better if it had been a bit damp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it a bit damp?
No.
You put it in dry?
Yes.
I'm not sure...
Did it?
You've got to be careful. Things can be taken out of context.
I mean, that would be awful if the neighbours were listening to you in the hotel room and Victoria's going, I wouldn't put that in if it's so dry.
So what do you think? Kate, is this true?
I think if he was going to put anything in his ears to stop the noise, it would have been rolled up loo roll. Oh, you know those sugar straws you get? Wouldn't he have put 2 of those in his ear?
You mean the little sachets of sugar?
The long, thin ones, yeah.
Are you mad? So
I'm not putting
the
tea bags
sugar
in my
sachet
ears.
bursts and projects sugar particles into my inner ear.
Sweet dreams.
What are you going to say, Lee? Truth or lie?
Lie. Lie.
It's a lie, 100%.
OK,
Say
so
lie.
it's a lie. David, is it a lie or was it the truth?
It is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. David didn't sleep with tea bags in his ears. Well, that noise signal's time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have 1 point, Lee's team have 4 points.
Yes. Well done.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Tonight on Would I Lie to You, he's packing a punch, it's Harry Enfield. She's packed a lunch, it's Claudia Winkleman. And their team captain, David Mitchell. And facing them tonight, she's practically royalty, it's Tara Palmer-Tompkinson. He's got a Netto loyalty card, it's Dave Spikey. And their team captain, Lee Mack. But now, risk bursting your head with screams of excitement for your host, Angus Deaton.
Good evening and welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show where cheating and lying is not only allowed but actively encouraged. Lying is part of everyday life for most people nowadays, as I was saying to George Clooney only last night in the bath. Many women lie about their age. For example, Jerry Halliwell claims she's only 40. Pinocchio, of course, was a compulsive liar who suffered from woodworm, sort of child's version of Heather Mills, if you like. Which brings us inexorably to round 1, Home Truths, in which our panellists read out a statement about themselves from a card laying before them. At this moment in the passage of time, they've no idea whether they'll be reading a genuine truth or a hideous lie made up earlier today by a crack team of YTS trainees. The opposing team then use any means at their disposal, with the exception of blackmail and light sexual favours, to determine whether or not they're being lied to. Tara is first to surprise us all tonight. Your home truth, if you would.
My home truth is that I have eaten a diamond.
Why?
I didn't mean to. I was at a restaurant in Paris and a guy put it in my pudding and he was so rat-arsed by pudding he forgot to tell me and I ate the whole thing.
Was this in a restaurant?
Yes, it was in a restaurant
and
in
he
Paris.
put it in your pudding?
Yeah.
But by the time you got to pudding, he was too rat-arsed to remember. In restaurants, they don't prepare pudding at the beginning of the meal and allow you to have a look at it and pop a diamond in it so that later on... None of this adds up.
I'm sitting next to Quincy.
He went... He said to the people before, look, I want to surprise her, so can you put this diamond in her pudding?
So he gave them the diamond in
And then we
advance.
had a row, and he got rat-arsed, and then I ate the diamond. End of.
Right. At what point did he remember that he'd put this diamond in your pudding? Was it just after you'd eaten it?
No, it wasn't just after. It was on the way back to while we were walking along the Seine.
Still arguing. And then he went, oh, Jesus Christ!
Could he have been lying in the same way that
No, because I then went through Heathrow Airport and it went bring, 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 take off everything.
No.
And everything, and then it was found to be held in my pancreas.
They're called metal detectors, not diamond detectors.
Yeah, but it's on metal.
David, what are you veering?
Well, there are a lot of holes in the story, but then, you know, maybe Tara's just told it in a flaky way.
You see, double bluff.
I think it's...
Why?
I know. Look,
There's a lot
I
about-
heard you out there laughing at me. However, I think... Sure, there were areas where it didn't make sense. The metal detector, let it go. The bottom line is, I bet you it's true.
Yeah, but I think it's the crafty kind of thing the researchers would have thought, what's the kind of stupid, tough thing?
I'm going to go, it's a lie.
He's saying it's a lie.
I'm
He's
taking that
overruling
personally.
Claudia. Tara, fact or fantasy?
It's true.
Oh,
sorry.
It is absolutely true.
I'm good at lying.
Yeah, it's true. Tara has eaten a diamond when it was left in her dessert. Hard to know what's more surprising, Tara not noticing she'd eaten a diamond or that she once ate a whole pudding. Not knowing what happened to the diamond, but if you're in a Paris sewer and see a rat driving a Ferrari, you'll know who found it. Harry, your home truth, if you would.
I can identify any breed of dog just by hearing it growl.
That's lie.
How long have you been able to do this?
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
This is how you put them off the scent.
Oh, yeah.
I've been able to do it for 5 years.
How did you learn, then?
I went and I visited lots of dogs.
Yeah.
And then, first of all, I listened to them bark, and then I looked away. And then I heard them bark, and then I learnt that bark.
OK. OK, do a demonstration of a Rottweiler.
Woof.
He can't imitate dogs. He just can recognise the growls.
OK, what's this one?
It's a Rottweiler.
Oh, it's a St. Bernard.
No.
Can you distinguish between, like, golden Labradors and black Labradors?
Yes.
Really? What's the difference between a golden one and a black one? You're such a liar.
Well, some go woof, and the other do a slightly different woof.
So you can do basically every single breed of dog.
Can you do
Could you, for
cats
example,
too?
just not even bother with the growls? Could you name 10 types of dog for us?
Yes.
Please.
Go on, name them.
Well,
Name.
now would be a good time, yes.
Golden Labrador.
Yes.
Black Labrador.
Chocolate Labrador.
Lee,
Hang on, I want to see if he runs out of colours.
Whippet. Greyhound.
Sorry, Tara, what are you going for?
I think he's lying.
I think we'll have to say that's not true.
You're saying it's a lie. True or lie?
Lie.
Who'd have thought? Yeah, it's not actually true. Harry cannot tell what breed of dog it is by hearing its growl, although some people do have a similar skill, of course, being able to tell what breed of dog is just by smelling the kebab. Our next round is called Ring of Truth and utilises the groundbreaking notion of rewarding correct answers with points. Celebrity facts are what it's all about, but are they facts or fiction? Clouds were once removed from the sky so that Paul McCartney could perform Good Day Sunshine at a concert.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Well, you can move clouds if you really want.
What you do is, you can either fly a plane over it and drop silver oxide on it, or you can shoot a rocket into the cloud. You can basically steal other people's rain if you do that. The cloud's going over.
Is this a dream?
No, you can do it.
So you're telling me that it's possible to move the cloud?
No, I think it's true. Yeah, you have to have a lot of
money. It might sound
money.
like a stupid question, but why would he move the cloud?
Well, because
Good day sunshine.
Good day sunshine. It can't be good, bold, cloudy day sunshine.
Just the song's called Good Day Sunshine. Doesn't mean you have to have the cloud move.
Yeah, but
when he sang Don't Let Me Down, did he gaffer tape himself to a lamppost?
It's like at my 21st, I didn't want clouds, so my dad had them removed.
What?
At my 21st, it was outside and we didn't have a marquee, so removed the clouds.
Yeah.
Did he really? Did he send up planes?
You mean,
yeah, 2 planes.
Did you honestly, at your 21st birthday, get a cloud moved?
No, I got more than one. There was... Oh, my God. The whole sky just over our house in Hampshire was blue.
Yeah?
Just to match my dress.
You spoilt...
That's incredible. I might just add that was a lie. Of course my dad didn't have clouds removed, and I never even had a 21st. God, you guys are so gullible.
The sun slightly shifted to the right, but not the clouds.
Tara, why have you started lying to your own team? Lying is a skill that's useful in this game, but you've found a way of using it that doesn't help you.
It's called weather modification, is what they call it.
What I don't understand about that is Paul McCartney is doing this concert for money, isn't he? He's doing a musical tour for money.
Yes.
That's his job. People are going to turn up to watch him sing Good Day Sunshine, whatever the weather. Why is it worth his while to spend $40,000 getting rid of the clouds? You could have asked the crowd, look, I've got 25 grand here. We can either get rid of the clouds or it's vodka for everyone. It's always sunny when you're pissed.
But to your answer.
The fact is, you definitely can do it. The question is, did Paul McCartney have it done
No,
for this
honestly,
one day
and they
song?
were removed at my 21st. I just didn't like
You
it when you
did,
said
really?
spoiled bitch, but so I lied. But yeah, it was a double bluff. But yeah, I think
you
they
did
were
have it done, really?
Yeah.
OK, well, so we can keep it in, because I don't want to lose that story. I'd like to redress my comments.
No, it's true.
That's a really good idea. Well done for being so wealthy.
Did you really have that done?
Yeah, you could do it. You don't need a big old Gulfstream, just a little plane. To be honest, actually, it's not a thing about being rich.
It's slightly to do with being rich. If you get a plane to move a cloud, surely.
I'm saying it doesn't have to be a Learjet. I mean, we live on a farm.
As opposed to these council estate Cessna light aircraft, you mean?
Do you think some of the problems of drought in Africa have been caused by too many people having 21st birthday parties too close to each other?
So, David, what are you thinking?
I think it's eminently plausible, unless my team overrules me.
Well, I'm going to remain silent, and if you're wrong, I'm going to really be furious with you.
OK, so no pressure. They're saying it's true. Lee?
Well, what do you think, Tara? What are we saying?
I think it's true.
Okay.
He mustn't use my plane.
I think it's absolute rubbish.
Well, I'm going to go with Tara because if she knows about moving weather, I'm going to go with that.
You want to marry me now?
Can I just say, hand on heart, without a hint of irony, you are, without doubt, the most frightening person I've ever met.
Haven't I always been like this? My grandparents were brother and sister.
That's more extraordinary than any fact we've had on the show so far. Are you saying it's true or untrue? You're going for true.
I'll go with Crazy Lil and say...
Then say it is.
I'll say it's absolutely spiffing well true.
OK, and I can tell you that it is absolutely true. Well done. Yes, it's true. Paul McCartney did have clouds removed so he could perform Good Day Sunshine at a concert. Later that same concert, the audience asked to have its ears removed before he performed the frog chorus. And so, at the end of that round, it's Lee's team who are the cream of the crop, leading as they do, 3-2. Our next round goes by the strangely decimated title of This Is My. Each of Lee's team will claim to have a close association with our special guest person. Each of David's team will then interrogate, cajole, bully and finally identify the member of Lee's team who is telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest person, Dave. Now, Tara, perhaps you'd like to explain how you know Dave.
I met Dave in 1990 when I passed out at the top of Mont Blanc because the altitude, the air was so thin, and you very kindly helped me down with the party you were guiding down the peak.
So, an heroic mountaineer, thank you. Lee, what's Dave to you?
This is Dave. All right, Dave. He's my old boss who taught me how to call bingo.
So, a bingo calling instructor. And finally, Dave, your relationship with Dave.
This is Dave. This is Dave. He's a mate of mine from down the pub. Call him Bestie. He makes £40,000 a year on pub trivia machines.
So there you are. A life-saving mountaineer, according to Tara, a bingo tutor, if we believe Lee, or a quiz machine whiz kid and friend to Dave. David's team. Your call.
Let me ask about Mont Blanc. So were you skiing or were you mountaineering?
No, I was actually on a photo shoot. I was at the top there, and that's where I passed out because the altitude was so thin, and he helped me down.
Where's Dave from?
Dave, he can't speak. You can't ask.
No, I'm asking you. Where's he from?
He's French.
He's... OK. Right, we've taken one of them out.
Where was Dave, or Dave?
No, or Le Dave.
Le Dave. Wait, where was Le Dave, your boss?
Dave, the boss, was working in the bingo hall.
I wanted to talk bingo. I want to give you some numbers.
Do it. Any of your life. What?
86.
86, yes, that's in bingo.
Do a bingo call thing after it.
8 and 6. 86. It's not hard. I've got a system for all of them.
8.
Oh, you mean the little rhymes? The rhymes they do?
Yeah.
OK.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
The
Wait.
garden gate, number 8.
72.
Look at my shoe, 72.
89.
Oh, look, the weather's fine. It used to be cloudy, but luckily we got Tara's plane to blow the clouds away. Look at it now, it's very fine, 89.
So, why is he called Bestie?
Bestie?
Yeah, he's called Bestie because he lives off bacon, egg, sausage and tomato. Oh, he doesn't look like a man who lives off bacon, egg, sausage and tomato. I look like a man who lives off bacon, egg, sausage and tomato. And, you know, even I've been known to have some fruit, so...
6 years ago.
Wait, Dave's friend Dave makes 40 grand a year from... What's his favourite subject?
It's just general knowledge, I think.
You think?
I think so, yeah. I don't follow him round. I just happen to know.
Where does
I think you're telling... Oh, no.
37.
No, sorry. Come here. Yeah, I know. I think you.
Should get the hang of it.
Does he declare his earnings to the Revenue and Customs? If not, what's he doing on television?
I know about gambling from the bingo days. You don't pay tax on winnings from gambling. You pay it before you bet. So for every 10 pence that's put in the machine, if that was true, which it isn't because the bingo's true, a penny of it would be for tax.
I don't think any of them have met him.
None of them.
Yeah, it turns out to be Angus's nephew. Is that what you're saying?
It would be an interesting twist.
Angus, give us a little clue.
Well, I can't really, other than saying that it's either Tara's mountaineering marvel, Lee's bingo expert, or Dave's trivia king.
I think it's Dave's, mate.
I heard about people making money from fruit machines, but not quiz machines. I think the most likely story is Lee's at the moment.
And you don't seem to be considering Tara's at all.
We don't absolutely know Tara's wrong.
You don't absolutely know, but I think the clue was what she said to Dave. I think you're telling the truth.
That could be me just bluffing.
Not now you've said that.
Tara could be playing this game on a higher level than any of us.
Right.
Whatever you say.
I'm going to go. I think it's Lee's bingo calling boss.
Dave, special guest Dave, would you like to tell us exactly who you are?
I'm Lee's ex-boss, and I taught him how to be a bingo caller.
How old are you, Dave? Can I just ask? I'm 45. How old are you?
Younger than you.
Are you still maintaining that he's not telling the truth?
You think in a minute, if you interrogate him enough, he's going to break down and go, "Oh, I knew I could not keep this up. I have been a fool.
Many thanks, David. Many thanks to Dave Howard, Lee's bingo calling teacher. The main skill of a bingo caller is to keep a smile on your face at all times, even as you're overwhelmed by the stench of lavender and urine. So, at the end of that round, a quick glance at the scores tells us that Lee's team, who are starting to flounder hopelessly, struggling as they are, 5-3. And so, to Telly-Tales. This week, our area of specialist interest is Tomorrow's World, the show that predicted the way all our lives would be in the future, although strangely didn't foresee that we would be living our lives without the television programme Tomorrow's World. OK, Harry has an intriguing piece of information loosely related to this.
The flamboyant Prendeville takes the cue ball and places it for his opponent, the world champion of the year 2000. About to pick up the cue ball. Our champion is, in fact, not yet switched on.
Well, we appear to... Nothing appears to be happening. Let me introduce, first of all... Oh, wait a minute.
And the opponent's back at it. He's in for a big break. Takes the cue and the red into the bottom pocket.
A flawless piece of broadcasting. A cheap robot, a snooker ball that has to pot, and all on live television. Who'd have thought anything could possibly go wrong? But what's Harry's related fact, Harry?
One episode showcased a toaster connected to the internet that burned a weather forecast into your toast.
Wow! It's too much information for my brain to digest.
The toaster does... It dials up the internet and your toast pops out with a cloud, sun or raindrop symbol on it.
It's symbol on the toast, right. I mean, I'm guessing that, you know, sailors aren't using it, are they? There's a big thing we've got to get right with the weather, otherwise we could all die. Don't worry, check in on the old World Service.
No.
I've got a toaster. Little sun symbol. Let's get out there. Never seen again.
Yes, I mean, not a very detailed weather forecast.
Yeah, this sounds like an ITV weather forecast, what I'm hearing. Sunny! Not sunny! Sponsored by Powergen.
It was voted one of the 80 most important ideas of 2001.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
You think it's true?
Yeah, definitely.
Tara, you got a machine that dries you when you come out of the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, actually. How do you know that?
The Filipino boy told him.
It's a what?
It's just air. It just counts like a whole room. It just air you.
Well, most people have
stand there.
air in their bathrooms.
Hey,
what's the
it's
problem
very
with towels?
unhygienic to dry with towels, apparently.
Right.
How many people die of towel-related diseases? This is a level of hygiene that clearly doesn't actually matter.
Look, let me tell you...
Like when they say there are more germs on your chopping board than are on your Lucy. Well, if that's so, it clearly doesn't matter, does it? Because they don't do anything
Can
to
I
you.
just say before you shoot me, I didn't design my bathroom. Someone else put the air in.
OK, we're going to push you for an answer.
I'm going to let Tara make the decision.
True.
But you are team captain. Your word is final.
Yeah. OK, that's true.
Yeah, because he follows. I've got him under my spell.
Let's see if they are remotely correct.
It is a true.
It's a truth. Yes, it's true. Tomorrow's World did feature a toaster that burned the weather forecast onto your toast, and proof, if proof were needed.
Let's see what we can expect from the weather. It's a prototype, so I have to help it a little bit. A bit cloudy that side, but this is the side that matters, and look, tomorrow it is going to be cloudy.
That is shit. That is really shit. I imagined how it would be, and I imagined it about 10 times better than that.
Tell you what, doesn't it look more like, uh-oh, looks like there's going to be an atom bomb dropped on us.
Again.
No, I think it's brilliant. That could become addictive every morning. Oh, I wonder what it's going to be. Don't open the curtains, let's wait. And then it comes out. It makes life fun.
It doesn't sound like you have to struggle to make things fun. If that's fun. Ooh, I can't wait till a vague shape on my toast gives me a shit idea of what the weather might be like. And then I'll open the curtains, it'll be different, and that'll be fun.
So at the end of that round, it's David's team who are beginning to feel the heat behind as they are 6-5. And so to our final quickfire round, in which our plucky contestants reveal another truth or tell another lie about themselves, depending on what's printed on the back of their as-yet unseen cards. Lee's team are in the lead, so David's team need to, quite frankly, get a grip, starting now. Harry.
I once pushed a man in a lake for following me, shouting, "Only me."
I really hope this is true.
Which lake, Harry? Were you on tour, or was it...
It was a lake in Cumbria, but it wasn't Windermere.
So how exactly did you push him?
He was in my private area, if you know what I mean. I don't... You know. Just when... I can't use the language I use, but I did just get... And I
Did
just...
the man get really wet?
Yeah, he was in the lake and yelling.
What was he yelling? Only me drowning. The poor bloke could have been on the phone, couldn't he? And his wife could have been saying, who are you with? It's only me.
Actually, he probably would have sold his story. Anyway, we would know about it if he'd pushed somebody.
Good point Tara's making.
The man who fell in the lake would dine out on it, you liar.
Making a decision is probably the best way of progressing.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. Are you going for lie?
Lie, yeah.
Dave? Lie. OK, I'll go with my teams and say that is an absolute lie.
He's saying it's a lie.
Ah.
Misery.
Hi!
It is a lie.
Complete rubbish. Yeah, it's a lie. Harry has never pushed a man in a lake for shouting, "Only me." It's childish, immature and irritating to repeat Harry's old catchphrases back at him, something which is well known to everybody peeps in it. Next, Dave.
I bunked off school to go to London with a boy called Dick Whittington.
How old were you?
I was 16. Was he really called Dick?
It was Richard Whittington, obviously.
And did you call him Dick?
Of course you did. Obviously
See,
you did.
that's where no one would call their child... If you were Mr. Whittington, would you say, I know,
I think you would.
I'm going to call my child Richard?
No, some people do it. I know somebody called James Bond and a guy called Jack Russell.
Yeah, but you're a hooray and they do ridiculous things.
What did you do in London? Why did you
Well,
bunk
he
off?
just said that his uncle knew the Beatles. They were on doing a public appearance in Carnaby Street, opening I don't know what, and if we went down, he could get us a ticket, we'd get in, and we'll meet the Beatles, and he'll sign his autograph.
Was he your best friend at school?
No, he wasn't really. He had the chip shop. He always smelt of chips.
He just asked what was the name of the fish and chip shop. Was it called Whittington's?
It was called Chippy's Place.
Chippy's Place.
You know, Plaice.
I can't believe that
Yeah.
a man is sitting here saying that he went with his mate, Dick Whittington, who owned a chip shop, to London to see the Beatles, and your question is, what was the chippy club?
You're going to have to come to some kind of decision. Ask your teammates.
I'm going to abstain. I will announce in my official capacity as
Right.
captain the decision that Claudia and Harry make. Because
Right.
the nerves are getting to me
Good
too
deal.
much. Anyone, of course,
I think it's
That's
true.
fine. Delegate.
I think it's true.
lie.
I think it's true.
You think it's a lie? Actually, I think it's true.
I think it's
Right.
I don't know is the answer. That doesn't help you.
So
I
it's
think...
all down to you, Harry.
OK, let's say lie.
It's a lie.
They're saying it's a lie.
It's absolutely nonsense.
Yes, there you are. It is complete rubbish. Dave did not bunk off school to go to London with the boy called Dick Whittington. Luckily, Dave realised in time that the streets of London weren't actually paved with gold, but with chewing gum and dog shit. Next, Claudia.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
I wrote to Jim Will Fix It asking to meet ABBA. They wrote back offering the chance to see how the blue bits were made in cheese.
Did they explain why they did that?
Yes, they did, and I'll tell you for why. Because somebody was interested in the blue bits in the cheese. I'd like to throw in the word Stilton at this point.
OK.
And that person had a cold. And so they had an opening. They had an area of the factory somebody could go in, or where they make cheese, with the cows.
Cows, yeah. The cows provide the milk. They don't manufacture it.
So basically, what you're trying to convince us in this story is that you've written off to want to see ABBA.
I did.
And he said, would you be interested in doing the cheese thing instead of the ABBA thing?
I did. Yes.
And you've got back and said you don't want to do that.
Oh, well, I politely declined.
Well, you
Claudia,
would,
you're
of course.
such a bad liar. I don't believe a word of it.
So you didn't go?
And you never met ABBA?
I never met ABBA, and I didn't meet the cheese people.
And you never got a Jim Will Fix It badge?
No.
Lee, a decision of some sort.
Yes, Tara, what do you think?
I think Claudia's lying.
And what are you basing that on?
I just know Claudia.
No! I think it's accepted. I think, yes, that she probably wrote and wanted to see ABBA, but they wouldn't offer you cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the bit I'm doubting. It's the cheese bit. Should we go with the lie, then?
Yeah, I'll go for the lie.
I think Claudia might be lying.
OK, Claudia.
OK.
Truth or lie?
I will tell you.
OK.
It is actually true.
Ah, you're so good.
It's completely true. Yes, it's true. Claudia did ask Jim Will Fix It if she could meet ABBA, but was instead offered the chance to see how the blue bits were made in cheese. So Jimmy's quite keen on seeing how blue mouldy bits develop. That's why he stayed with his mum so long after she died. The blue bit in cheese is, in fact, a living fungus that smells slightly off and serves no useful purpose, much like Sir Jimmy himself nowadays. Enough.
I'm sorry, but that is well out of order.
Enough about Jimmy Savile, or to give him his full title, Sir Jimmy Savile, the creepy old man who washes his pants in the showers. Which rude interruption means at the end of our final round, it's David's team who have proved themselves to be superior human beings, having crushed Lee's team 9-8. So, night-long celebrations for David's team, the joy of having taken part for Lee's team. And we leave you with a reminder that, according to a recent survey, the 3 most commonly told lies are the cheques in the post, your hair looks just fine, and I was only trying to perform the Heimlich manoeuvre, officer. Good night.